Ethan forced me, 2 months pregnant, into a raft full of strangers while he and Chloe took another boat. They mocked me, and Ethan led others to overturn my raft and chase after me. In a panic, Ethan even ordered people to crash into me. I fell into the water and miscarried. Ethan had a low sperm count, and this child was his only hope. With the child gone, our marriage should end. I hadn't had my period for 2 months, so I used a pregnancy test in the bathroom. To my surprise, it showed 2 lines. Just as I was about to tell Ethan the good news, he frantically threw clothes at me. "Hurry up and get dressed. The guys decided last minute to go out. Everyone else has already left. They're just waiting for us." He rushed me out the door, and I thought maybe I'd tell him later that night. I fell asleep on the way and woke up to find we had arrived at the Ethan's childhood friend, Chloe, was there too. "Oh, you're so slow." It's true what they say, having a woman around just slows you down. Now that everyone's here, let's get on the boats. Today, I'm going to go all out with you guys. Many rafts were docked by the turbulent river ahead, and only then did I realize they were going whitewater rafting. "I can't do this, you guys go ahead. I'll wait for you in the car." Chloe rolled her eyes. "Such a killjoy, everyone else can play. Why can't you?" Ethan pulled me. "We're already here. Don't spoil everyone's fun, you guys go play." "I really can't." Chloe started getting sarcastic. "Fine, if the delicate wife can't play, then none of us should. So no one can say we're excluding her." Ethan became a little annoyed. "Grace, you used to play with your friends, why can't you play with mine? Get on." He pulled me onto the raft without explanation, and I had no choice but to tell him, "I'm pregnant." "I'm not trying to be a killjoy. It's just that this activity is dangerous, and I really can't do it," Chloe scoffed. "Everyone knows Ethan has a low sperm count. He can't have kids. If you look down on us, just say so. Don't use this excuse to trick idiots." I pulled the pregnancy test out of my bag. "I really am pregnant." Chloe snatched it and threw it into the river. "Don't try to fool us with that thing." Ethan pushed me onto the raft. "Stop messing around. I just want to have a good time today. If you're my wife, sit down and behave." I tried to get off, but he stopped me. "I really am pregnant. I'm your wife. Why don't you believe me?" Chloe shouted from behind him. "Today you have to be on our team. We 6 always rafted together before. Just because you're married, don't forget about us. You're friends. Got it?" Ethan tossed me a life vest, then forcefully pushed the raft into the river. Losing my balance, I stumbled directly into the raft. Chloe laughed loudly from the bank. "See? You can play." I didn't care about anything else and quickly put on the life vest. No sooner had I put it on than someone squirted water all over my face. Chloe laughed loudly from the raft across from me. "Got you. Got you." "Ethan, you can't go easy on her just because she's your wife. Now she's your enemy." Ethan raised his water gun at me. I would never play favorites. There were 6 people on my raft, but Ethan and his group of 6 only targeted me. In less than 3 minutes, I was completely soaked, my hair dripping with water. Chloe laughed even harder. "Ha ha ha ha, Grace looks like a drowned dog." "Ethan, I'd love to see her get thrashed like a drowned dog." Others chimed in. "Push her into the water." I quickly appealed to the man next to me. "Sir, I'm pregnant. This raft absolutely cannot flip." "You're pregnant? Why are you even rafting?" Though the man grumbled, he still tried his best to protect me. "Your wife is really something." Finding another man to protect her so quickly, Ethan's face immediately fell, and he attacked me even more fiercely with his water gun. The man couldn't help but say, "Who's that person across from you? It looks like he has a grudge against you." I really couldn't bring myself to say it was my husband, so I chose to remain silent. Chloe yelled, "Quick, flip their raft over." They teamed up with other tourists to ram our raft, and finally, at a slope, our raft was overturned. I fell into the icy river water, which instantly submerged me. I felt a sharp pain in my lower abdomen, which made my whole body tremble. I managed to surface with difficulty and immediately called out to Ethan for help. "Ethan, pull me out." "So, you're here." Chloe held the inflatable club and hit me over the head. "Quick, hit her, hit her." "Grace, you really do look like a drowned dog. Ha 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 ha. You can just float all the way to the end like that." I was already afraid of water, and the physical discomfort made me even more panicked and helpless. "Help. Ethan, save me." Ethan ignored my pleas for help and laughed along with Chloe. "Grace, don't be so dramatic. You're wearing a life vest. You won't drown. How about we do something exciting? Ram her, ram her." Chloe glanced at Ethan. You're not going soft, are you? What's there to go soft about? It's just a game. He paddled the raft furiously, and Chloe clapped and cheered from the side. Ethan, you really didn't disappoint me. I knew you weren't someone who puts women before friends. The moment the raft hit me hard, I completely despaired. I was pushed far away, nearly suffocating several times, and my stomach hit a sharp rock in the water. An unbearable pain struck me, and a glaring crimson spread across the water's surface. Only then did Ethan realize something was wrong. Grace, you're hurt. Chloe pulled him. Oh, she'll be fine. The rafts are inflatable, and there's water to cushion it. How could she get hurt? But the blood. That must be some red antiseptic she brought. Just to scare you. Ethan believed her. Grace, that's enough. I don't like these kinds of pranks. My consciousness began to fade, and I only felt myself drifting further and further away. When I woke up again, I was in a hospital bed. A nurse was changing my foredrip by the bed. When she saw me awake, she immediately spoke. You miscarried. Don't move yet, to avoid heavy bleeding. Tears flowed silently. Perhaps this child was never meant to be. Fortunately, my phone was in a waterproof case and wasn't affected by me falling into the water. What was laughable was that after being out of contact for so long, I hadn't even received one call from Ethan. I couldn't be bothered to call him. I wanted to see how long it would take him to remember to look for me. That evening, I received a WhatsApp message, but it wasn't from Ethan. It was from Chloe. It was a photo. In the photo, Chloe was lying in a man's arms. They were under the covers, bare-chested. Although only half of the man's face was visible, I recognized Ethan at a glance. She instantly unsent the message, then sent a voice note. Oops, Grace, my bad. I sent that to the wrong person. You didn't see it, did you? I couldn't be bothered to reply to that manipulative schemer, so I just turned off my phone and went to sleep. It wasn't until the next afternoon that Ethan finally called me. I hadn't even gotten angry yet, but he was already losing his temper with me. Grace, where the hell did you go? Why didn't you answer when Chloe called you? Do you only pick up when I call, huh? What kind of attitude are you giving Chloe? She didn't call me, liar. I saw her call you. You didn't answer and disappeared all night. Don't you just want to make me worry? Grace, how old are you? Why are you such a bad sport? If you love disappearing so much, then go home by yourself. Don't come back looking for us. He hung up before I could say anything. I took a deep breath, and tears uncontrollably flowed. After wasting 8 years on him, it was time to let go. I called my lawyer and asked him to draft the divorce papers for me. I recuperated in the hospital for another week, making sure the miscarriage hadn't affected my body. Before finally heading home, the moment I opened the front door, I heard indescribable sounds coming from the bedroom. I immediately hurried to the door and kicked it open. The man and woman on the bed screamed and instantly separated. Ethan was shirtless, wearing only a pair of shorts. Grace, why are you suddenly back? This is my home. Can't I come back? Don't misunderstand. It just rained, and Chloe's clothes got wet. I was just trying to find some of your clothes to help her change. It's not what you think between us. I couldn't help but laugh. You're both practically naked, and there's nothing going on. Why don't you say you were just popping each other's pimples? Grace, that's enough. Is she a child? Does she need your help just to change? And does changing clothes require hugging and nibbling on each other? Grace, are you done or not? Oh, so you're getting angry out of guilt? Perfect. I pulled the divorce papers directly from my bag and flung them at him. Let's get a divorce. Ethan picked up the divorce papers I had already signed from the floor. Only then realizing I wasn't just messing around, he took a deep breath. Grace, you've really misunderstood. Chloe and I have nothing going on. We grew up together, often bathed together as kids. We stopped seeing each other as anything more than friends ages ago. Just now, Chloe said her ear was itchy, like something was inside, and asked me to take a look. Maybe from your perspective, it did look a bit intimate. I'll be more careful in the future, so don't throw a fit, all right? Even if I misunderstood just now, then explain this photo to me. I found the photo Chloe had sent me yesterday, even though she unsent it instantly. I'd screenshotted and saved it the moment I saw it. Ethan was shocked after seeing the photo. He turned and glared at Chloe reproachfully. It rained heavily yesterday, and there was thunder. Chloe is timid and didn't dare to sleep alone, so I went to keep her company. You mean you two were practically naked, slept hugging each other all night, and did nothing? Grace, how many times do I have to tell you? Chloe and I are just buddies. I nodded. Fine, whatever you say, but it's still a fact that you two killed the baby in my belly, isn't it? I threw my miscarriage report and hospital records at Ethan's face. Ethan, you killed the only child you'll ever have. Ethan's hand holding my medical records began to tremble. How is this possible? How could you really be pregnant? Chloe snatched the records and tore them to shreds. Don't look at them. She forged all of this to trick you. We all know you have a low sperm count. How could she be pregnant? Even if she was, the baby would be someone else's. Grace, you cheated. You're even pregnant with someone else's baby. I was utterly disappointed in him. You are truly hopeless. I found my suitcase and started packing. Ethan grabbed me. You tell me clearly. Who is that paramour? They should have my venous blood at the hospital where I was admitted. You can go there if you want a paternity test. Ethan became suspicious. Grace must be lying to you. She just wants to distract you so she can pack up and run off with her paramour. I shook him off, believe it or not. It was then that I noticed something. My little cat, Guoguo, was missing. Every time I came home, Guoguo would come to greet me. Guoguo was like my child. If I divorced Ethan, I would definitely take Guoguo with me. Guoguo. I called out several times, but Guoguo didn't answer. Normally when I called him, he'd already be meowing his way over. Where's Guoguo? Ethan's face changed, and I immediately had a bad feeling. Suddenly, I spotted a clump of yellow fur in the trash can. Guoguo. Mai was in the trash can, lifeless. His body was covered in wounds. Bloody and mangled. Ethan. What happened? That beast scratched Chloe, so I just kicked it. Who knew it was so fragile and would die? I immediately connected my phone to the home security camera. On the screen, Chloe was pinning Guoguo to the ground. You little beast, how dare you hiss at me? Grace loves you the most, so you'll pay for her mistakes. Chloe used cat-abusing methods I'd only seen in the news on Guoguo. Hearing's pitiful cries, I trembled uncontrollably. The man who always called himself Guoguo's dad stood by, watching indifferently, even handing Chloe a knife. Chloe, I'll kill you. I rushed to hit Chloe, but Ethan held me in a death grip. Grace, it's just an animal. Is it really worth this? I haven't even accused you of cheating on me yet, and you're already going crazy. I bit Ethan's arm. He let out a yelp, desperately yanked my hair to pull me away, and slapped me with the back of his hand. He knocked me to the ground, and I spat out a mouthful of blood. Grace, if you keep acting crazy, don't blame me for being rough with you. I calmed down. Ethan, do you remember what William said to you when we got married? He looked impatient. Didn't he just say if I wronged you, take my life? Chloe scoffed. Who do you think your brother is? Trying to take Ethan's life? What? Is he going to fly to the moon? Ethan laughed along. She said her brother was the biggest mob boss and her brother acted like it too. I think she and her brother are both seriously delusional. Ethan, first you helped Chloe kill my child, and then you indulged her in torturing my Guoguo to death. You deserve to die even more than she does. I picked up my phone and dialed William. William, I want to kill two people. Ethan kicked the phone out of my hand. Stop faking it, okay? Are you two siblings watching too many gangster films? How are you already dreaming in broad daylight? Chloe leaned against Ethan. What does her brother even do? He's not just some punk with dyed hair from the street, is he? They both burst out laughing. Pretty much. Maybe her brother's an extra in Hollywood, always playing a gangster's subordinate, but you have to admit, he does a good job of acting the part. The two of them burst into another fit of laughter. I sat calmly on the floor. Go ahead and laugh. Laugh all you want, because soon, you won't be laughing anymore. Ethan, she's still pretending. Is your wife a drama queen? She never stops acting. If you ask me, you should just divorce her. We can find someone better. Ethan squatted down to my eye level. Grace, you've made your scene. You've put on your act. Now it's time to settle down. How about this? Apologize to Chloe, and pretend none of this happened. Me apologize to her. Why should I apologize to her? You were the one who went crazy and tried to hit Chloe. Chloe was terrified. So don't you think you should apologize? He angered me so much I laughed. Ethan, how could I have been so blind to fall for you? Before could speak, Chloe piped up. How dare you speak to him like that? Ethan, marrying you was a lucky break for you. You can have that lucky break, though you probably won't get to marry him in this life. You can always hope for the next. Ethan, she's cursing me to die. You lowlife, if you don't die, you'll just remain a menace to society. Say another word, and I'll rip your mouth open. Just as Chloe was about to attack me, the front door burst open. Several men in black stormed in from outside. They rushed into the room, separated Ethan and Chloe from me, and then carefully helped me up. Grace, my apologies for being late. I trust you haven't been too alarmed. Chloe, frightened, hid behind Ethan. Ethan also feigned calmness. Who are you people? How dare you break into my house? These are William's men. As soon as Chloe heard they were William's men, she immediately lost her fear. She stepped out from behind Ethan. Oh, so these are your brother's colleagues. It must have cost a lot to hire so many extras. The costumes and props must be expensive too. Is it really worth spending all that money just for this little act? No one paid attention to Chloe, Grace. The boss sent us to pick you up and take you to St. Mr. Ethan and this young lady. The boss invites you to come along as well. Ethan pondered for a moment. Looks like your brother knows what kind of person you are. He's trying to invite us abroad as an apology, isn't he? Let me tell you. Long flights abroad are too tiring. We absolutely must fly first class, and all our expenses for food, lodging, and travel overseas must be covered by you. If anything isn't to our satisfaction, then we won't go. We have a private jet arranged for St. And everything there has been taken care of to ensure your satisfaction. Ethan and Chloe were quite pleased, but only I knew why William had invited them abroad. Ethan, why don't I go home and pack my bags first? The men in black stood in front of her. There's no need. Everything has already been arranged there. The plane is waiting at the airport. We can depart directly. Chloe was still secretly pleased. Grace, your brother is much more sensible than you. Are you two even siblings? Whether we're siblings or not, you'll find out when you meet William. We successfully boarded the plane to St. Chloe was very excited. You know, these plane seats are so big and soft, really comfortable. Are there any drinks? I'm thirsty. Seeing that no one paid her any mind, Chloe became quite annoyed. Does this plane not have flight attendants? I said I'm thirsty. Annoyed by her noise, I directly told the subordinate beside me, give her whatever she wants. The two of them happily ate and drank on the plane, still thinking William was treating them to a luxurious trip abroad. I couldn't help but laugh. I didn't know what to say about those two. After a sleep, the plane arrived at our destination. William sent a private car to pick me up. Ethan tried to get in the Maybach with me, but he was stopped. You two will take the one behind. Ethan took a look and immediately made a disgusted face. Why does she get to ride in a luxury car while we're stuck in a van? Brother-in-law William, you can't treat us so differently. The subordinates didn't listen to a word he said and simply pushed him and Chloe into the van. The car drove into a private estate, and we got out. They kept looking around. Chloe kept tugging on Ethan. Where is this? What are you doing bringing us here? Is this a hotel? Why did you arrange our lodging so far away? Where's William? His brother-in-law is here. Why isn't he coming to greet us himself? This is William's private estate. You'll see him soon. Chloe pouted. A private estate? Your brother is so rich. It must be a movie set, right? I walked directly into the estate and, led by the butler, arrived at William's study. William, seeing me. William immediately stood up and gave me a big hug. Grace, I missed you so much. The moment I saw William, a wave of grievance washed over me, and I burst into tears. William gently stroked my back, and only when I had cried enough did he softly ask me, "Tell me everything that's upset you." Tell William all about it. I told William everything that had happened over the past few days. William, I want a divorce. William's face hardened with a frosty expression. This divorce is definitely happening, but as for these two, for daring to bully my sister, I'll make them regret ever being born. William led me to the estate's basement. Ethan and Chloe were currently in the basement, being guarded. Boss, you're finally here. Is this how you treat your guests? We flew all the way from the... And you make us stand idly in the basement with all these people watching us, making us feel like criminals. Exactly. Grace, your brother has no manners at all. We're guests. How can he leave us hanging here for so long? Subordinates brought two chairs, and William and I sat down. Ethan was very displeased. What's the meaning of this? You sit down, and we have to stand. Exactly. Grace, what exactly are you and William up to? William snorted coldly, still so arrogant. Even when death is at your doorstep, you enjoy rafting, don't you? Chloe was already getting nervous. What do you mean? I don't have time to play gangster games with you. I want to go home. Ethan, let's stop talking nonsense with them. These people don't seem normal. Let's get out of here. As she spoke, she tried to leave, but she was blocked by a human wall. What are you doing? Why aren't you letting me leave? If you come here and don't leave your life behind, then don't expect to leave. Ethan also started getting nervous. Grace, what exactly are you and William going to do? What are we going to do? You bullied my sister like this, caused her to miscarry, and tortured her beloved cat to death. Do you really think we're just going to let this go? Chloe immediately defended herself. Grace miscarrying has nothing to do with us. Who knew she was really pregnant? Everyone knows Ethan has a low sperm count, so we just assumed Grace couldn't be pregnant, and even if she was pregnant, it would have been someone else's baby. She's promiscuous and cheated on Ethan, so miscarrying was what she deserved. William's brows furrowed. This woman's mouth is too foul. Give her 100 slaps before could react. William's subordinates held her down. Ethan tried to help her, but was hit by a stun gun and collapsed to his knees before could even scream. A heavy slap landed on her face. The person hitting her swung their arm in a wide arc, relentlessly slapping her face. Chloe was so stunned by the beating that she forgot to scream. It took a while for her to react. Then she started wailing, "Help! They're killing me! Ethan, save me!" Ethan was already being held down underfoot, completely unable to move. "Grace, how dare you hit Chloe like that? Someone's going to die. Are you gangsters?" He paused, stunned by his own words. "This is a society governed by law. How dare you treat us like this?" "Ethan, I warned you when my sister got married. If you dared to wrong her, I'd take your life. Did you take my words as just hot air? Or do you just think your life is too long?" Chloe's screams continued from over there, and Ethan finally realized the gravity of the situation. "Are you really a mob boss?" William snorted coldly. "Should I call you ignorant or blindly arrogant?" Ethan looked at the room full of men in black and swallowed nervously. "William, Chloe is innocent. Please let her go. She's innocent. She's the least innocent one. You want me to let her go? Fine. You take 100 slaps for her. And I'll let her go, William. For my sake, can't you just let her go?" "Your sake? What sake do you have?" "In my eyes, you're not even as good as a dog. If my sister hadn't taken a liking to you, you wouldn't even be fit to tie my shoes. Yes, I can't compare to your wealth and power, but I am Grace's husband after all. We're family." Not for long, William gave a look, and a subordinate threw the divorce papers in front of Ethan. "Sign it." Ethan looked through the divorce papers. "I'm leaving with nothing? Why?" "Because you're the at-fault party, and I paid for both the car and the house. Chloe and I are truly innocent." "Ah." Ethan was hit by another stun gun. "My sister saw it with her own eyes, and you still dare to argue? Looks like you haven't suffered enough." Ethan was scared and immediately cried out, "I'll sign the divorce papers. I'll leave with nothing." He shakily picked up the pen and signed the divorce papers. By then, Chloe's 100 slaps were finished. Her face was swollen like a pig's head, and several of her teeth had been knocked out. "Please, let me go. I'll never appear before Grace again." "Let you go? It's not that simple. You made my sister endure the pain of losing a child twice. Do you think a few slaps will be enough?" "You're dreaming." The subordinates lifted Chloe and Ethan, who were both terrified. "Where are you taking us?" "Grace, for the sake of our years as husband and wife, ask William to spare us." "Grace, let's go. I didn't know what William was going to do." "Go where?" "They caused you to fall into the water, so let them taste the sensation of being swept away by the rapids." We got into a car and headed into the mountains. When we arrived at a turbulent river, William ordered his men to put life vests on Chloe and Ethan. "Throw them both in." Ethan and Chloe wailed and begged for mercy, but it was all in vain. William's subordinates threw them into the river like sandbags, while we watched them bob and weave in the water from our boat. Every time they resurfaced, they were hit by a high-pressure water gun. After several such cycles, both of them were bruised and battered, especially. Her face was so swollen now that her own mother wouldn't recognize her. "Help me. Please pull me out. I'm going to die if this continues." I coldly watched Ethan struggling in the water. "Aren't you wearing a life vest?" "Don't worry, you won't drown, Grace. I truly know I was wrong. Please give me a way out." Chloe gradually fell silent, and I saw a spreading crimson stain around her. My brows furrowed. "William, Chloe doesn't seem right." "Don't worry, Dr. Zhao came with us. Even if she dies, he can revive her." Only when the boat reached a relatively calmer section of the river did William order his men to pull Chloe and Ethan ashore. After got ashore, he coughed up several mouthfuls of water. The river water was very cold, and he kept trembling. Chloe had lost consciousness, and only after the doctor's emergency treatment did she wake up. "Chloe, you were pregnant, but unfortunately, you've miscarried." Chloe clutched her stomach, sobbing uncontrollably. Ethan, meanwhile, was shocked. "You're pregnant. How can you be pregnant?" Didn't you say you didn't have a boyfriend? My heart grew even colder, Ethan. You believe everything Chloe says, but I'm your wife. Why do you never believe anything I say? Ethan lowered his head. It's not that I didn't believe you. It's just that I know my own body. I just couldn't believe I could actually have a child. William's subordinate suddenly stepped forward. Boss, I found what you asked for. William's subordinate handed him a phone with a video on it. After a quick glance, William ordered his man to hold the phone with the video in front of Ethan. In the video, Chloe and her friends were drinking themselves silly at a karaoke. One of the blonde girls asked Chloe, "You're pregnant now. Are you going to keep the baby or not?" "Of course, I'm keeping it. The doctor said if I have another abortion, I might not be able to have kids anymore. So you're going to raise it alone?" "Of course not. How could I raise a child by myself?" "Didn't you say you don't know who the father is?" "I don't know who the father is, but I can find a sucker to take the fall. My childhood friend is completely obsessed with me. If I pin the baby on him, he'll definitely divorce his wife and marry me. But doesn't your childhood friend have a low sperm count?" "Even with a low sperm count, there's still a 1 in 10,000 chance of getting pregnant. If he has a low sperm count and I still got pregnant with his child, he'd be even more grateful to me. But that day at the party, I vaguely heard that his wife hadn't had her period for 2 months. I'm really worried she might be pregnant too, whether she is or not. I need to prevent it." "Prevent what?" "In a couple of days, I'll have Ethan take his wife rafting with us. Then I'll egg him on to push her into the water. In rapids like that, even if she's pregnant, she'll lose it." Ethan's eyes were bloodshot. "Chloe, so you already suspected my wife was pregnant? You knew she might be pregnant, and you deliberately egged me on to push her into the water, all to kill our child. Not only that, you seduced me and wanted to pin your bastard child on me. You're truly shameless." Chloe, panting on the ground, replied, "Who told you to be having your cake and eating it too? You're married, and you're still fawning over me like a lapdog. I let you be my baby's father because I thought highly of you. You can't even have kids, so you should be grateful that I'm letting my child take your last name." "Grateful for what?" "Chloe, you made me lost everything. Don't expect things to go well for you either. I'm not doing well, but you won't be doing any better. Didn't you say Grace's brother likes to put on airs? You always look down on him. If I hadn't been misled by you and followed you abroad, I wouldn't be stuck risking my life here. You two, stop arguing." William stepped forward. "All right, I'll give you two a chance. You decide among yourselves who gets to leave here alive. Once you've decided, I'll immediately send that person back to the—" Ethan's voice trembled. "What about the other one?" "The other one stays here and can forget about ever going back in this lifetime." They exchanged glances. Chloe cried, "Ethan, let me go back to the— My parents are still alive. They're counting on me to take care of them in their old age. Your parents passed away a long time ago. Even if you went back, you'd be alone. It's better to let me go back. I'll always be grateful for your kindness." "Shut up. This whole thing started because of you. Why should you get to go back? If it weren't for you, Grace and I would still be fine. And I could still have my own child. If it weren't for you, our family of 3 would be so happy right now. You're the one who deserves to die the most. You should die here today to pay for my child's premature death. Your child's death is your own fault. Your wife clearly told you she was pregnant, and you still pushed her onto the raft. If you hadn't insisted on her rafting, if you hadn't led people to overturn the raft she was on, she wouldn't have miscarried. You killed your own child. What does that have to do with me? It was you who egged me on. I egged you on, and you just listened? How pathetic can you be?" "I was impatient, all right. Are you two done arguing?" William scoffed. "Looks like neither of you is willing to give up this chance. In that case, there's nothing to be done. You'll both stay here together." Chloe crawled to William's feet. "Boss, if you let me go, I'll do anything. I'm very skilled in bed. Would you like to try?" William kicked her away. You're not even fit to be in my bed. Get lost." Chloe struggled to her feet, grabbed Ethan, and dragged him towards the river. Ethan realized she intended to push him into the river and struggled desperately. As they struggled, they ripped off each other's life vests. Chloe screamed, "Since neither of us can leave, let's die together." Chloe intended to drag Ethan into the river with her, but Ethan pushed her in instead. With a scream, Chloe's figure quickly disappeared into the river. Ethan collapsed by the riverbank, exclaiming, "I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it." He quickly recovered and crawled to my feet, pleading, "Grace, Chloe has drowned. I'll never have anything to do with her again. From this moment forward, my entire focus will be on you. Please give me a chance. Let's start over, okay? I kicked him away. Dream on, I scoffed. It was only my youthful naivete that made me ever fall for a man like you. Now I've come to my senses. You won't get anywhere near me again. As I looked at his pitiful face, I suddenly remembered the year we first met. It was during freshman orientation. He was wearing jeans and a white t-shirt, topped with a baseball cap. He had a pristine, freshly laundered look. That day, a sudden downpour began, and I hadn't brought an umbrella, just as I was frantically looking for a place to take shelter from the rain. An umbrella appeared above my head. I'll never forget the first words he spoke to me that day. "Excuse me," he said. "Are you in the computer department?" "I am too. It happens we're headed the same way. Let's walk together." From then on, we attended classes together, ate together. For 4 years of college, we were inseparable. He was always my biggest supporter, no matter what. But all of this changed after Chloe and Ethan's long-distance relationship came to an end. The beauty of our younger days no longer existed. Now all that remained was my intense hatred for him. When we get back to the, well, immediately go finalize the divorce, Ethan perked up instantly upon hearing he could return to the. When are we returning to the? My brother William coldly stated. Once we retrieve Chloe's body. Well, bring her back to the with us. Then we'll hand over her body to her parents and explain the situation to them. She fell into the river and drowned because of you. You won't escape jail time for this. Ethan slumped powerlessly to the ground. She was trying to push me into the river first. He cried. I was just acting in self-defense. She was asking for it. You can explain all that to the police. My brother William and I returned to the, under's influence. Ethan obediently finalized the divorce with me soon. Chloe's family brought charges against him, and the police arrested him. He confessed to his actions, but insisted he had been coerced by a mob, which led to him accidentally pushing Chloe into the river. The police had never heard of the mob he described, and all the people he mentioned were foreign nationals. The police could not investigate across international borders, and gathering evidence was extremely difficult. Ultimately, Ethan was sentenced to 7 years for involuntary manslaughter. Neither my brother William, the mob members, nor I were affected afterward. My brother William and I returned to Saint and took over the family business. My name was added to the list of legendary women in the Americas. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories. See you next time.